My name is Elizabeth Achen, a student at VU, taking you through grief. Grief is a state of emotional, mental, physical, even spiritual response to a significant loss, maybe a loss of a loved one, maybe a loss of a job, maybe a loss of a property, maybe a loss of a relationship, or even a pet, like for the whites. For them, they are so much in love with the pets, and those pets become part of their family. So when they lose them, they grieve a lot. Then we have common feelings in grief. I categorized them under emotional feelings, where a person experiences sadness, shock, denial, anger, and then we have physical feelings, whereby these people feeling of grief. Physically, they are tired. Physically, they have difficulty in sleeping, and then also changes in appetite. Some experience poor appetite, others gain a lot of appetite. They have a headache, they have stomach upset. Then also behavior-wise, these people withdraw. There's always withdraw from the pleasurable activities. They cry and the loss of interest. Then spiritually, you find that this person withdraws. Maybe she has been participating in church activities. This person withdraws. Maybe she has been active in church. You find that somebody withdraws. So in cognitive, this person, there's poor concentration. They always experience forgetfulness and poor decision making. Then we go on the types of grief. We have the normal grief. In normal grief, it is a natural emotional way we respond to a loss. Then we have anticipatory grief. Anticipatory grief, this is the type of grief that someone experiences before the loss occurs. Maybe before the loss occurs, you can find that a family is maybe having a family member who is terminally ill. So they begin mourning earlier before the loss of the loved one. So you find that this person begins separating herself from the family. They become loneliness. They become lonely. They begin mourning earlier. Then also they feel that this person is going to separate from their family. They feel that how is their future going to be. Like if it is this family is maybe this person who is sick is a breadwinner, it becomes a trying moment for this family. So they begin anticipating for the future. Then we have complicated grief or prolonged grief. Prolonged grief, this is when this is a grief that is extremely intense for a long period of time, when this person experiences difficulty, experiences interference with the daily activities. The people experience emotional pain, difficulty in accepting the loss, also difficulty in returning to daily activities, and any social withdrawal. And then we have delayed grief. In delayed grief, this is when this is a type of grief whereby someone does not experience griefs immediately after the loss, they tend to occupy themselves with the maybe supporting in the daily work, and then later on they experience the grief. Like for my case, I lost a father who was so dear to me. That time when we lost him, that day of the burial, I did not mourn him so much. So I was very busy coordinating here and there. Afterwards, that feeling of grief came back. I started regretting. I wish I had also mourned my father. I wish I had mourned my father. So that is the type of what? Delayed grief. Then we have cumulative grief. This one experience of several losses. Maybe today you are buried, next week the car crashes, the other time you lose a job. So that is the type of what? Cumulative grief. Then we have masked grief type of grief. This is when a grief appears indirectly through behavioral change, maybe, or physical symptoms like crying, anger. Then we can go to the stages of grief. In staging the grief, there are 5 stages of grief. But sometimes it is not a must that someone has to go through all the 5 stages. Sometimes someone maybe skips some stages, goes first to another one, then he comes back later on. So it is not fixed. So the number 1 stage of grief, we have denial. In denial, this is some experience, but people take difficulty in accepting the reality of the loss. They begin saying, this can't be happening, it cannot, but this can't be happening. I don't believe this. They are not accepting. Even if you really see the loss has happened, they don't accept. Then we have anger. Stage 2 is anger. Stage of anger. The anger, if they begin feeling a feeling of sadness, frustration, then they begin asking, they experience a deep sorrow. Deep sorrow. Why me? Anger towards maybe a family member, anger towards a health worker. Nurse, I am dying, but you are there disturbing me. Then even they can develop anger to God. That God, why? But why have you done this? What have I done? Why did you create me? They even end up cursing the day they were born. Then another stage is bargaining. They begin saying, but why me? I wish I knew. I wish I had taken this person to hospital earlier. I wish I had spent one more day with this person, with my loved one. Bargaining, but why me? Why at a time like this? Why? Like my father-in-law, I was in a stage of bargaining. He developed this a chronic illness. He was there bargaining, God, why? Only give me 3 years to accept to finish to accomplish all my plans. God gave me 3 years, only 3 years like this. But eventually God accepted this. But at the end of the 3 years, he was gone. So God accepted him. Then we have what? The state of depression, deep sadness, loneliness, cries frequently, withdraw from others. Then we have the stage of acceptance. In acceptance, they gradually accept the reality of the loss and they learn to move forward. Then also we have the risk factors of grief: previous loss, previous mental illness, like maybe depression, anxiety, post-traumatic disorder. Then we have lack of social support can also predispose this person to grief, the financial and social what? Financial and social problems. Then we also have difficulty in coping up with what? Emotions. Then the difficulty in accepting a loss, social withdrawal like that. So with that, I beg to stop there and submit. Thank you.